Okay, you guys. So let's start a nice warm up. We're just going to warm up a little bit. Let's just do a little side to side, maybe just a little up and down with the arms this way, because we will be doing some of those little lateral lifts, warming up the lower body. Good. And then I'm going to go forward and back. So like up and press, opening that part of the body. Right. So it's that push and pull motion. Push, pull, push, pull. Beautiful. I'm going to go maybe do a little hamstring as I'm pushing and pulling. And now I think I'm going to take my palms up and take it back. Good. And how about maybe even a little bit of forward? So maybe forward and forward, 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 get a little rotation. So that's as soon as I put that one foot forward, I'm like, I feel that. Not what I wanted to feel, but there you go. Good work, you guys. All right, let's pause there. As I said, I want to do not a lot of warm up so that we can really get into it, but I'm going to stop right here and get into my squat position. So let's just squat, put your feet where it is, see if you can feel even left to right. Good, knees are bent, and shift back. You're finding the chair. So just pretend you're going to have weights, because we're going to do this with arms to ourselves. So as low as you can get, knees are not going forward, really arching that back, keeping chest forward. So no rounding or you will get hurt. And then push up, and at the top, think about squeezing glutes and quads, okay? So taking it back and up. So just kind of get a sense of that. Good, making sure you guys all do a good job with keeping the knees out, right? So the knees don't go in, that's when we get hurt. Good, keeping the chest up, and really from here, think about the heels. Push all the way up, squeeze glutes, squeeze quads. Again, down and up. So you really feel that, connect. Good, are you feeling it evenly left to right? I say for myself. Good work, you guys all look really good. Now, let's switch up. And the next one that we're going to be doing is a deadlift. So it looks like this. The feet are pretty much the same. Notice I do have a slight bend in the knee, but I'm not coming forward, right? You're still going arch. You're going to think about not bringing forward, but hinging at the hip. The weights are going to be in front of you. So you're going to draw down to straighten. I want you to think about straightening from the back of the knee, pushing straight up. And again, when you get to the top, squeeze glutes, squeeze hams, even if you can. So do it again. So you're coming straight down and up. No rounding in the back. Coming down and up. Beautiful. Squeeze at the top. Nice. Down and up. Two more. Take it down. And again, if you think about starting to straighten from behind the knee, that will bring you up and squeeze. Give me one more with that focus. So it is a slight bend. Then you straighten up at the knee. You guys feel that? Everybody looks good with that. Nice. Just a little bit of rounding from shoulders, maybe backwards and forwards, and the other way. Just warming all those shoulders up. All right, you guys, you ready? So let's begin. We're going to start with the squats. Exactly what we did. We're going to start with them on our sides behind us. So go as heavy as you can. I think we'll probably go to like 10 reps on this first one, okay? And we're going to do 2 to 3 sets. I might just start today's class at 2, see how we do, get feedback. And then on Friday, maybe we'll go and add a set. Okay, so we'll just see. So are you ready? Chest is up and out. Here we go. Take it down. Push all the way up. Good. And inhale. Exhale as you come up. Nice. Down and up. Beautiful. Nice, keeping chest up. No rounding in the back. Good. And 5. And press up. Nice. See how low you can get that tail. 6. And up. Squeeze at the top. 7. And up. Nice. 8. And up. 9. And up. And 10. And push all the way up. Super good. Drop. So go ahead and do it. Drop in front. Put the weights in front of you. Just rest for a second. Maybe kick it out a little bit. And now we're going to go. We do want to recover for a second. Give me a thumbs up. Was that enough? 10 reps? Or could you have done a whole bunch more? Probably could have, right? So maybe on Friday, we can talk, we can either do a few more reps, we can get heavier weight, okay? Heavier weight is where we want to go, but we also want to protect backs. So now we're going to do that deadlift, okay? So just what we said, keeping the feet there, slight bend to the knee, hinge forward, grab onto those weights. They're going to be in front of you. Good, and now straighten from behind the knee, come all the way up. Squeeze at the top. The squeeze at the top is important. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze your hams. Okay, you ready? Let's go down again. Taking it down and all the way up. Nice. And 3. And straighten and up, squeeze. Slight bend as you go down. So just think this is a hip hinge and up. More for glutes. And 5. And up. Sorry, I didn't mean glutes. Actually, more for hips and hams. And 6, but you can feel it, and up. Drop down for 7, and up, and 8. Press it up. Nice. 9, and up. Good. Keep those knees slightly bent when you go down. 10, and up. Nice. Let's drop them on down. So that down in a good way. Maybe bring them to the sides or just to there. Come on up. And we're going to shake it out. So we're going to rest for a moment. We're going to go back in on squats. Now you can either do them here, or I'm going to bring mine up here for my second set. So it's going to change where the weight is. It's going to be more core based. So you decide how you want to do that. Okay, let's go ahead, shifting down, grabbing onto those weights, bringing them up. I'm going to bring mine to here. I'm just going to hold mine in like this. Again, if this is too much for you, go the other way. Keeping the upper body steady. You ready? Here we go. Down in a squat, arch that back, keep the chest up, and push up. Nice work. And 2, and up. Squeeze at the top. 3, push through the heels. Good work. 4, keeping the knees out, and up. Nice work. And 5, and up. Squeeze at the top. And 6. And up, and 7, and up, squeeze. Nice work. 8, and up, and 9, and up. Give me one more, you guys. 10, and up. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to bend and drop. I'm going to bring these in front of me. Pause. I'm going to grab something to drink. So in between, having a little bit of recovery is really important. Give me a thumbs up. How was that? Did you feel that a little bit more? Right? I feel it more. Yes. Very good. Thanks. Thanks for that, Ron. All right. So here we go back with the hip hinge. Same thing, though. We're not going to change anything with that. So hinge forward, grabbing onto those weights. Good. Getting those feet in alignment. Slight bend, knee to ankle. All right. You ready? Hinge it at the hips. Take it down, flat, flat back, straighten the legs and come up, squeeze at the top. Give me 2, and up, and 3. Come all the way up, squeeze. And 4, and up. 5, up. Nice. 6, and up. So inhale here, exhale down. And inhale, and 8. Actually, you might want to inhale here and exhale up, and 9, and up. Just give me one more. 10, and up. Good. You guys feeling that in your legs and your tail, right? Yes, excellent. Let's go ahead and drop those for now. And we're going to go into now, let's do a little bit of, let's see, what's our next one? Back row. Okay, I'm going to use, I think, the same weights, but we're going to do our super flat back rows. Okay, so before I was been up like this, let's go down complete flat back, arching the tail, and we're going to go to here. Okay, contracting those shoulder blades. This is beautiful for the top of our backs. So just pick whatever weight you want to start with. Excellent. I'm just going to go to the side just for ha-ha's sake. Arching, complete flat back. You can do that kind of like L, 90 degrees. Looking down, tuck your chin. Here we go. 1, slow down. And 2, and down. 3, squeeze, slow down. And 4, pausing at the top for a sec, and down. And 5, and down. 6, oh, I'm feeling that in my lower body too, down. 7, and down. 8, my last 2, I'm gonna be feeling. And 9, slow down, pause at the bottom. Last one, squeeze those shoulder blades and down. I'm gonna drop them and curl on up. Yes, we're all doing it so good, protecting that back, right? Woo. All right, next one, we're gonna do shoulders. Okay, so shoulder press. I'm gonna do this seated on my ball. You can do it standing, seated, in a chair, doesn't matter. So instead of us getting all the way down, you know, we do so many shoulder presses, right? And we're usually laying down. So we're gonna do it this way today. So I'm just gonna get myself in a place where my spine is really protected. I'm feeling good. Everybody there, you're on the edge, excellent. You're gonna come right to here, right? And we're gonna bring it up, touch, and down. And don't go all the way down. I mean, you can, but you don't wanna drop the elbows too low. Beautiful, let's come up again. And inhale as you come down. And 3. And down. Checking that the neck and the head are in a good alignment. 4. And down, good. Exhale, 5. Inhale. And 6. And down, nice work, you guys. 7. And down. 8. And down, nice. 9. And down, give me one more, woo, feeling it. 10. And down, good work, and bend, and you can put the weights here for a second. So now we're gonna go back and do those pulls again, down and up. I'm going to do mine seated here because I'm starting to feel a little bit in my back, but you know, if you can come back up to a flat back, that 90 degrees, do that. I'm just gonna be here unless you're feeling it in your back as well. So just take a moment. All right, you guys, you ready? I'm gonna hinge forward though a bit for this one. I'm gonna drop those down, I'm gonna bring my legs in a little. I'm really arching my back and keeping my chest forward. Here we go. 1, and down. And 2, bringing it down. 3, elbows staying close, and down. I'm gonna tuck my chin back. 4, and down. And 5, squeeze those shoulder blades, and down. Nice work, you guys. 6, and down. Give me 7, slow down, pause at the bottom. 8, and down. 9, and down. Last one of these. 10, and slow it down. You can drop the weight, roll around, get a little recovery going on in there. Ooh, arch and curl, which should feel good. And then we're gonna do our second set of the shoulder presses. Very good. So whichever way is going to prove helpful for you on these. So I'm gonna bring my feet actually a little wider for this, arching my tail, bringing those elbows up. Good work, you guys. Shoulder rolls, tucking that chin. When I say tucking chin, not down, but back. Feel like somebody's lifting you from the top of the head. Exhale, brace your core. Let's go. 1, and down. And exhale up. Inhale down. 3, and down. 4, and down. Slow it down when you go down. 5, and down. Nice. 6, and drop. Beautiful. 7, and down. 8. See, I'm really feeling it now at 8, which tells me I got a good weight here. 9, and down. Last one. You ready? 10, and slow, 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 slow down. Maybe put those in your lap. Beautiful. And we are good with those. Now we're going to get a lighter weight. we're gonna do lateral presses. Now, you can do those sitting. I'm gonna actually do these with lighter weights standing. I'm gonna go about my 3s for these. I probably could do more, but I'm not going to. So hard for me not to do more, right? It's like, but I can, but your back will hurt. All right, so I'm gonna come in pretty narrow stance if you are standing with me, bending, you know, all the drills, right? Now, for these laterals, it's this one where we come up, but just notice, instead of having the palms look right at you, open them just a little bit out. Yeah, and that will help you get a little bit of an elbow going, okay? So exhaling, here we go. So inhale first, exhale, lift, and down. Good. Notice that little bit of opening on the arm makes such a, on the hands makes such a difference, I think. And 3, and down. So we inhale on the down, exhale on the up, and drop. If these ever hurt your shoulders, you stop. And 4, and down. Nice. 5. I like to feel like I'm kind of lifting almost from my elbow, shoulder to elbow. 6, and down. But such beautiful, so good for the top of the arms. 7, and down, nice work. And 8, and down. 9, and down, excellent. And 10, and slow on down, beautiful. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a shoulder roll there. That looked terrific. Okay, so now let's go and we're gonna do some biceps. Now I'm going to challenge you to do a heavier bicep if you're open to it, okay? Because I think with the bicep, it's easy to go kind of low, but I think with these, you can go a little higher. I'm gonna go, these might be a little too high. I'll do my 5s on this one. It's about the same, slightly lighter. All right, so for these biceps, so many different ways, right? Different angles, etc. So I want you to do these. You're gonna bring those elbows in, starting with, yes, the elbows are in, starting with the palms facing the body. We're gonna start with an alternating, so we can really focus on the muscles, okay? So from here, as you come up, you're gonna turn so that that is facing you, squeeze there, and then bring it on down. Nice, let's go to the other one. Up, squeeze, and then let it come back down. That was 1 set, you ready? Set 2, 2, and down. And 3, squeeze it at the top, and down. Good work, inhale and exhale as you come up. Nice, here we go for 4s. And down, and 4, and down. Nice. Let's go for 5. 5, and down, and 5, and down. Beautiful. Going 6, drop, and 6. Nice. Exhale, 7. Beautiful. 7. And make sure your knees are bent and your tail is slightly tucked so you have a good alignment as you're doing it. 8, down, 8, and down, good work. 9, and down, give me 9, good work. How about last one? 10, and down, and 10, and down, beautiful. If you want, let's go ahead, drop those. Shake the arms out. Could you guys feel that going slowly and really focusing on those biceps, right? Lengthening it all out. Let's just do maybe a little bit of finger fanning, right? Because now we've held those weights and it can be a little concerning on the wrist and the fingers. So it's always good to just get yourself, kind of shake all those hands out before we go to the next one. So of course, the next one's going to be triceps, front and back. So on the triceps today, I'm going to do a slight flat back. I'm not going to go all the way. Elbows are in, and we're going to do kickbacks. So what weight can you do good kickbacks for 10 reps? I'm going to drop my weights. I'm not going to use those. I'm going to go with about a 3. I might find that this is too light. Now, you can do it standing. You can also do it seated. If you want to do it on the ball, it's fine. It's a little hard for me because as I go back, I tend to hit the ball. So I'm going to try to do it without that. doing a nice bend in a hinge, arching, chest is up, elbows are in. Keep those elbows in, we know that, shoulder blades down. All right, you guys ready? Kick back, 1, bring it in, and 2, hold at the top, and in. And inhale as you bring them in. And 4, pause, and in, nice. And 5, really keep those arms towards each other to keep that engagement there. And 6, I know I'm a bitch, aren't I? And bring it back in. And 7, and in, good work. Make sure you're really arching that back, no pressure on the back. And in, give me 2 more. 9, pause. And in, how about 1 more, you ready? 10, and in. Woo! And drop it down, give yourself a nice shoulder roll. Woo! All right, we're gonna drop those. We're going back to biceps again. Now, the first time we did those biceps, obviously we did them single. Now we're gonna do them together, same move. Notice if you think that it takes more core strength to do them together. Just pay attention to that. I'm gonna grab a little something to drink and then we'll start that again. It is helpful to take a few seconds in between. We're so used to, or should I say, I'm so used to just keeping it always going, but the muscles need a little bit of time to recover. So for each set, we get even more out of it. All right, so here we go with those biceps. So just checking your stance, make sure that you're evenly weighted. So you might even want to do that. So even weight between the two, slight bend to the knee, tails dropped, knees are out, draw that chin back and lift. All right, let's go ahead. Let me just see where I want to be here for this one. Yes, starting this way. That was the one I was like, that doesn't feel right. So we're going to do that same idea. Come on up, exhale, squeeze, and inhale, drop back down. So the front of the weight faces, and then it comes in. Squeeze those muscles, and back. Good. And 3, pull them in, slowly down. Nice. And 4, notice how the core braces at the top, doesn't it? And down. Exhale hard, brace that core, and inhale as you drop. And 6. And 7. And down. Guys, look good. And 8. And down. Nice. 9. And down. And 10. 10. And slowly down. Beautiful work, you guys. It's really feeling that. Now, we're going to go and do the triceps. I'm going to do it a different way. If you felt good doing it the way you were doing it, great. I'm going to go on the ball, slide up so that my head and shoulders are there. And then I'm going to do, they're called skull crushers. You can see why, like that. So you choose which way you want to go. Not sure. I think I might do. I'm going to try the 5s, and I might have my 3s here as well. Not perfectly sure which one I want to go to. So you have to kind of take that ball, if you're doing it with me, and roll to the head and the shoulders. Might want to put the weights here first so you don't get hurt. So head and shoulders are there. My feet are a little further away. I'm going to take my tail and lift. That's important. So this way, we're also getting a little lower back as well, or lower body, sorry. You're going to start with them up facing each other. So I want you to make sure your neck is in alignment. Everything is stable. The elbows are straight up, and you're not going to move them. It's not a shoulder move. You're going to simply drop the weights down towards your head slowly on either side, and then straighten them back up. Here we go again. Let's go for 2. And inhale as you bring them back up. And 3. And up. And 4, going slowly, making sure you don't hit yourself. Up. And 5, making sure that those elbows, oh, everybody looks really good. And up, good. Really squeeze those glutes and bring them up. 6, and up. 7, and up. Beautiful work, you guys. 8, and up. 9, and up, and 10, and up. Excellent. Now, bring the weights more towards your chest, bend the elbows. You can open them down and just drop them. That way you don't get hurt. Slide yourself off the ball if you're off the ball. Woo! Nice work, you guys. So that was our weight work for this week. So just notice how you're doing with it. We might add a set onto that or not, or we can just add maybe a little tiny bit of weight if you did great. I am going to do a few core moves now, a few different ones if you want to join me. So I'm going to be down on our backs. So this first one is interesting. It's called the dead bug. Have you ever heard of the dead bug? I bet you have. I'm going to drop my camera a little bit to make it a little easier to see. So you want to be on your back. And of course, it's that same whole idea that we're always doing, pressing. I call it pressing the lower back down, but you guys know it's not just belly button, right? It's exhale, engage the whole core. So we're going to be all the way down. Excellent. So just take a moment, do a nice arch, feel the lift of the lower back, exhale. And really feel, even the hip bones are pressing, lower back pressing, no airspace. Get that good feel before you move. See if you can exhale, hold it, and talk. That's the challenging part. And then let's bring our knees up 90 degrees. So you've got that 90-degree angle, 90 degrees, arms straight up from the shoulders. Press that lower back. Just that is challenging, right? So you're going to take one leg and the opposite arm. Opposite arm goes up away as that leg drops down. Now, the whole idea with this is you're keeping the lower back pressing and bring it up and switch. Let's do it again. Other side. Pressing lower back and bringing it up. Again, other side. And up. Switch. Down. And up. Takes a little coordination at first, doesn't it? I have to really think arm and leg. And arm and leg. Whenever you find that you can't hold form, you're done. And up. And down. And up. I'm going to give it 2 more sets if you can hang. 1 set. The other set. But once you can't hold form, you are done. Switch. And up. Last one. Switch. And up. Nice work. I'm going to bring those knees in and do a bit of a rock. Just cool ways to work that core. Now, this next one is also interesting. We're going to get in the position and we're going to hold. And you just hold it for as long as you can. When you can't, you drop. It is not a competition. Okay? Just saying. So drop your legs straight down. Arms at your side. Before you go anywhere, you're going to exhale, see where you need to be to flatten that back. The legs might have to come up a little bit. Taking your arms and bringing them above the head. Good. So even right there, pressing here, these might be bent slightly. That's perfectly fine. Now watch what we're going to do. You're keeping that pressed. You're going to tuck the chin. You're going to lift legs and arms, pressing away, and we're just going to do a hold. See, I'm going to go count 10. If you can't hang for 10, you just drop. So we're going to go 9, 8, 7, woo, shaking 6, 5, 4, nice work, 3, 2, 1, and drop on down. Woo! Give yourself a bent knee and an arch and a curl. Good work, you guys. Really nice. We just have one more for today, a little bit different. You can drop those arms down. We're going to come up into our bridge pose. So here we go, lifting that booty straight up. Good, feel the knees in alignment, squeeze the boot, come on up. Doesn't that feel good? Actually, what we're about to do though is really more core as opposed to booty, but you get a little booty. So all you're going to do, you're going to keep those hips where they are. Just take one leg, straighten and bend. Switch, straighten and bend, straighten, switch. So you're just switching, but keeping the hips level. Exhale. Notice how much core bracing you have to do to get this one in alignment and keep it right. And drop. Exhale and drop. Let's do 2 more sets, can you? Open and drop. should say straighten, straighten, and drop. I'm just gonna do 2 more, lift up, straighten, and bend. Last one, straighten, and bend. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, bring those knees in. How about some little circles with those legs, inner and outer thighs. Maybe a little lift. Excellent. I'm going to roll over. Let's just do a good hip flexor stretch as we're here today. If you want to use your ball, you can. Don't have to. You can just come in, just bring 1 leg out, switch it forward because I always need a good hip flexor stretch. And I'm just loving having this ball here because I can really play and move all around to get that stretch that I need. So hopefully if you have the ball, you can use it. Did not feel good? She'll love that, Nance. You can take that front leg, open it maybe to the pinky, roll the ball a little bit, but you just do what feels good to you. Just because it feels good to me might not be your favorite. Maybe even stretching that one side arm out. Then shifting back, flexing that foot, might even take the ball back with me. So I can kind of hang there as I stretch out those hamstrings. Maybe do a little inside rotation, internal and an external. And then come up and I'm going to go to the other side. Oh, you guys, beautiful work. I hope that you felt that. And it felt good. Oh, I just love this strength training. It makes me just feel so empowered as long as I don't strain my back. And switch back. Renee knows better, but you know, that's the key. Because especially when I'm teaching, sometimes I'm not as internally focused as I am external watching. And that's when things can happen. So you guys really take care of yourself, which I see you do. And so good. Thanks so much for joining me.